Hey guys, Twelve58 here. Today we're going to get into another frequently asked questions video, which means we're going to go through my comment section and we're going to find 3 comments from 3 videos and we're going to see what you guys are interested in talking about. I do this regularly, so leave your comments on any video, and if you leave your IGN and I use your video idea, I will send you a thank you with DEC. Okay. If you're new to my channel, I should say my name is Dwayne Cunningham and I go by Twelve58, but you can just call me 12. We cover Splinterlands mostly because it's changed my life, but I really love NFT-based blockchain video games because I think there's something revolutionary about that. If you want to hear more about that and you haven't already, I recommend like and subscribe. Okay, let's go to the comments section. Okay, so we'll grab 3 comments from 3 different videos. I'm looking for something with some meat. Vivoski 7840, I burned my golden legendary dragon Gladius cards. Why? But don't have the courage to burn my golden Quora and Katie. I think you're saying that because you, first of all, in this video, I'm talking about the power of card burning and how it actually might help us. And we're going to have a big card burning event that's coming up in January, February, like first quarter of 2024. Matt's told us about that. And there'll be rewards for those who participate. You'll get maybe packs from the DAO, that's to be determined, or you'll get titles that the team will create, or maybe promo cards, etc. And I guess Vivoski is just saying that he has been willing to burn some of his cards. He's burnt some golden legendary dragon Gladius cards. I don't even know which one that would be, but then probably for the DEC, because there is a DEC component, and because they're soulbound, that's like one way to monetize them. It's not a huge or financial, it's not a significant financial reward. If we quickly look, I don't know if I have any. Let's quickly look at it. I don't think you get much. I don't think I have any gold foil legendary Gladius. But I do have some gold foil legendary. This is a soulbound. And so if I was to theoretically burn, you'd get 12,500, right? You can't even convert the soulbounds to dark energy. I didn't know that. Interesting. But the Gladius you can. So we go over to Gladius. Now the highest I've got is Epic. What's the Epic do? 20,000 power. Now that's because it's got 2 BCX in it, so 10,000 power each. I'm going to click this and see what happens. I don't think it, I think you have to say yes to this. Yeah, see. So I would convert this one card into 20,000 dark energy crystals. Are you sure? No. That's actually like kind of tempting. That's at like a $20 sale price essentially. I would be creating 20 bucks worth of DC in my hands right now. And I could use that for card acquisitions on the marketplace. Cards are super cheap right now. There's a ton of amazing cards, and I want to peek over for a minute to carry this conversation forward. Still on that one comment about burning, I want to carry it and just look at what 20 bucks could buy me on the peak monsters marketplace. I mean, I like Edith Emberstar, but I don't often use it. I mean, I bet I could, like, I can use, let's see, let's go here. Let's check this out. Water, go find Edith Emberstar. I've used it 3 times. I think that's lifetime. Yeah, that's lifetime ever. I've used it 3 times ever. I might actually be burning this card today. What's it do? Let's see stats. So it's got the strength at the highest level. The cleanse is, I guess, interesting. You know, there are times where in a modern, you're in a certain league and you're doing your guild brawl battles, but the gladiators are always allowed to follow you, whether you're in wild or whether in kind of like alpha beta or whether you're in the untamed dice, etc. fray. And so sometimes a cleanse might be really helpful because you don't necessarily have other cleanses. Nevertheless, like 20 bucks is 20 bucks. See, here's the thing though, as I was going to point out to the commenter, Vivoski. 20 bucks is not a lot for a gold foil. Is it though? Let's see. Let's quickly have a peek at this. Gold foil, epic, 2 BCX. I mean, dude, I think I'm burning this card today. Look at these card prices. And these cards are tradable. These cards are rentable. These cards are, and I like some of these cards better, like Magina Croci. I already have like a gold foil Jin Renova, but you know, Wave Brood is such a critical card. $80 for a $60 for a max. Oh my goodness. I have never really seriously considered burning my Gladiators. But this one conversation, this one might just get burned. See, part of it is I don't often use it. You saw the data, and that's one of the reasons why, by the way, Splintercoach is valuable. You start to see what you're actually doing. I could have anecdotally told you I don't use this card very often, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you here's the record of how often, but I can because of Splintercoach. So that's an interesting piece of data that people might like watching. And now I'm running a little bit of a side point, but I gotta say I saw some interesting data from Jamie, the creator of Splintercoach. I'm not gonna be able to find it right now, but he posts on Twitter, and you can see data about the most frequently used cards. There it is. Geeked Out Basketball. The top 6 Splinterlands monsters in terms of total wins during the month of November so far. Jared Scar in melee attack from anywhere rule set is truly unfair. Yeah, I see that combo regularly, but this is the data behind it. So anyways, check out Splintercoach if you're interested in this. Is not a sponsored video. Okay, so burning cards can be valuable is one of the things I've always known personally, but I've never really done it. And with a card like this, I actually I think I'm going to do it. You know what though? The more prudent part of me says, okay, but log out and see what you got on your other account. It's DE Cunningham. I might just make this. This might take some work, and maybe I'll have to not deal with this right now. But if I go like this and I just look at my Glads, and there's an Edith right there. Oh, but it's regular foil. Roger that. Do I have any? I don't have any gold foils of anything. I mean, so we're talking 200 for that. No, I mean, that's not worth it. Like, I don't care about 20 cents. But anyways, great conversation, because burning, the point he seems to be making is that you can even now burn some cards and really take advantage from it personally. My video was around the idea that if others burn cards, we collectively benefit. And that's why I look forward to a great burning event, because if 3 out of 10 people burn a lot of cards across our population of players, that means there's more scarcity for the cards you hold and didn't burn. That's why I like it, because some people might want to enjoy the process like Vivosky, and others won't, but they'll benefit incidentally because people like Vivosky burn cards. So it's a great idea. I'm for it. Let's move on. Actually, I wanted to see quickly. Let's see what we can get for 20 bucks. Non-gold foil. Looking at legendaries. I guess I'm most interested in Rift Watchers right now, because I don't have a max. There's certain cards here I don't have maxed out. My Kane Haste is not maxed out. I could get 2 more copies, maybe even 3 if I bid and wait. Nah, just 2. Rumancer Kai, I've got that one maxed out. Ooh, Immolation, I do not have. I think I only have 2 BCX, so 1 more would be a impactful level 2 with the Scavenge. This card is crazy, by the way. Scavenge and Shield are such a nuts combo. Going back to X quickly. This is Blaze from, he's one of the Time and Attention members, and he shows Immolation at work and the power of this card. Check this out. It's really the issue. The issue is like the shield in combination with like, look at Neo's got the kitty with the speed, and we don't have a speed buff on Blaze. And then he's got the Coral Lurker over here with the phase. So how is this thing gonna land? But watch, it's just a matter of just watch. We're fast forward as fast as we can. I think it goes 5 or 6 rounds. This does, the Coral Lurker does of dodge nearly everything. Even the 6, look at that. That could have turned the tides big time if that did land. But the dodge is critical, and the plus speed over here. And it doesn't look good. How are these things going to hit? Well, there's one lucky shot. Now, that was a 25%, that was a 45% chance to dodge. The Coral Lurker has a 45% chance to dodge on the immolation, and yet the immolation has landed 2 shots, 2 of 3. So maybe that's a bit lucky, but just watch. It's already at 15 hit points, and you might say like we're at 65% chance to dodge. Right there, it was 65% chance to dodge. But the shield combo with the scavenge, it had 14, 15 hit points, and then the shield. So it just gives itself so much time. And even like, look at that 5 bomb, just slaps it and barely scratches the surface. So the Coral Lurker had the greatest chance of defeating this thing because it just would be a phase evasion. But that shield with the scavenge is just so resilient. So anyways, I would be interested in buying another copy of that, but also I would be interested in looking at some of these epics. $20. I don't have a max copy of Dallin. No, I think I bought one of those. I don't have a max copy of Fernheart. I could buy 10 BCX of that thing. That'd be great. So I think I'm burning that card. Let's move on. I'm not going to do that right now. But let's look at Aaron. No, we'll get into Compty here. He's talking on alphas. Okay, this video is called Rebellion Makes Alpha Irrelevant. And that's a bit of a clickbait title. Really the point of that video was to have a conversation about, is that so? Are old cards, alphas and betas, going to become irrelevant because some of the more modern editions start having more and more abilities, more and more power creep? In some sense, I want to say yes, but also I think there's going to be a unique niche for those older cards, especially due to scarcity. So I see pros and cons for both sides of it. For people who want to persevere or say that alphas are going to really sustain value, and then I can also articulate the argument on the other side. What does Compty think? Compty says, when we reach deeper into the bull market, a strong narrative for old NFTs will emerge. Imagine telling NFT collectors that you have NFTs made in 2018, one of the first true NFT collectibles ever made. That's a very strong point. Now, like I said, I am not saying alphas will lose their value. In fact, I do articulate in that video several ways how they have their own lane, like guild brawl battles that are alpha based, tournaments that are alpha based, land bonuses, and how they stake and give you way more rewards that are strictly for alphas or betas or promos or whichever old card you're looking at. So I actually am for owning them, and I own some, and I would love to have more. But this is a very strong point and a concisely made point from Compty, just making, these are practically like OG. They are like, these are OG NFTs. Like these are really original. Like these are among the first issuance of this concept, and definitely among the first issuance of this concept that have like a actual utility. These are not just a GIF that you put on your bio, on your profile pic. This is so much more. It has utility, it has in-game functionality, it has staking rewards, it has, on and on and on. So I do believe that argument makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I think that'll be very exciting. Plus, when there's a bull market, things just, irrational exuberance follows. Period. Irrational. So, yeah, I'm expecting big gains for old alphas. I was looking, if you follow on featuring X, if you follow Gold Matters, you'll see him from time to time post an old card. And I saw him post like old gold foils at some point that were like legendary betas or alphas or whatever. And the price point's 100,000, 200, 300,000. That's going to happen. That's crazy. It has happened, and I think it will happen again. Some will say, no, the alphas, they've lost their value because they're not functional. Again, land bonuses, tournament bonuses, guild brawl bonuses, etc. They have not lost their functionality. They might have lost some of their luster, but they absolutely have their own lane, and people will want them. Okay, let's get one more comment. Okay, this one sounds like it's going to go a little salty. Let's see. Splinterlands is not fun and has no future was the video that he watched and commented on. Thank you for checking out the video. Appreciate you. And this was a Salt Mines video, which means it's a video where I was responding to probably somebody said that. Splinterlands is not fun and has no future. And I was responding to it, I assume. That's an older video. I don't remember what I said exactly. But I probably understand, you know, the general gist of what I would have been arguing. And the commenter says, I have to agree with the point he made. They keep making new currencies and items, and it's completely overwhelming to spread the money out. They want to milk every last drop from you, and it's disgusting. I won't tell you it's not fun, because that depends on the individual. I can tell you that there is only money to be lost in it if you try it for a money aspect. Okay. That's not even so much like, that's first of all, very balanced comment. Thank you. Like, I mean, in the sense of you're not like, you obviously disagree with a lot of the things I might say, but there's no salt. There's no even anger or anything. It's just a very respectful comment, especially which is so awesome and so important when people disagree. If only we talked more like this. That's why I like the Salt Mine videos, because I actually really think it's important that people who disagree be able to communicate with one another, hopefully productively, successfully, finding some sort of middle ground, because usually we don't, and that's a problem in today's day. So, I mean, you're saying you balk at the entertainment side of it, like meaning you don't really fight the fight about not being fun. Great, that's fair, because everybody is going to think Splinterlands is fun or isn't fun. That's up to their subjective personal opinion. And I've never said, like, I personally think this game's fun, and I've played it for years, and that entertainment value has persisted. In fact, it's gotten more and more. In fact, now I play this game more than I ever have. I play about 15 games a day to 20 games a day, and then sometimes I go for like a 40 gamer, because the way the energy works, you have to kind of stay on top of it. So you really have to play 24 battles a day, or otherwise you're wasting energy. And I do my best not to waste energy. Whereas 3-4 years ago, I used to play 5 to 10 games a day, never more. And then bots came along, and I used bots for a while, and so I didn't play at all. And so now, not using bots, playing in modern, striving to be on the leaderboard, I'm playing more than I ever have. And that's before land launches, and land is going to be its own mechanic with its own entertainment value and its own earning potential. So this game is captivating, at least to a certain audience, and myself included. But I appreciate that not everybody's going to enjoy it, and that's totally okay. And we don't need to convince people that we don't need to trick people into thinking something's fun. So I don't even want to fight that fight. I would just say thank you for kind of raising it in that manner. And then but then this is more of like we can debate this. I guess you're referring to Splinterlands as a team or the developers. They want to milk every last drop from you, and it's disgusting. Okay. They want to make profit I would say they want to make profit on the technological development that they made, the game, the piece of entertainment that they made. And there's currently in like modern day, there's kind of a sense that like capitalism is evil and like money is evil, and people who want to make money from their ideas and their enterprise are evil. And to me, it's just wrong. There's no middle ground to that conversation. It's just wrong. Now, does that mean that I think every person who creates every business idea is a saint, and that capitalism is without problems or error, or, that there can't be, for instance, crony capitalism, which is a debate I've had on this channel. Long form would take half an hour at least to really unpack, but just crony capitalism is the idea that when there's a you scratch my back, I scratch your back, and neither of us are really helping anybody, but we're going to kind of leverage each other up, hold each other up. And you can think about pharmaceutical companies and how they might give huge ad revenue to your favorite news media site. And then what happens, that ad revenue curates, directly or indirectly, it curates the content the news media company is going to share. Now, the company is a company, and they can take ad revenue from anybody they want. That's the brand they built. Like your favorite news company built a brand, and now they're selling their brand in some sense to certain advertisers. One of those might be, in America, it will be pharmaceutical companies. And then of course, they want to sustain that revenue because it's a meaningful source of income. They can't do that and then upset those companies, those pharmaceuticals, right? They have to toe a certain line. They have to create a certain image. They have to protect and defend those enterprises and those entities. So that is an example of how this can go haywire. But that is, I mean, there is no degree of freedom. There is no, like the health and wealth of the average individual, because even our poorest people are wealthy by world standards. And that doesn't happen apart from the free market enterprise and the just overflow of goods and services that then become so ubiquitous that they're affordable. And you can look at like computers and how they used to be, tens of thousands of dollars, TVs. You can look at, the only ones you really can't look at are things that are government, there's government interference in certain things that then affect the price from declining or from rising. So again, there's free market ideas, and the free market is like one buyer wants to buy it and one maker wants to make it, and those two parties meet. That's what I see when I see Splinterlands. They want to milk every last drop from you is not how I would phrase it. A company who literally puts millions of dollars into a DAO that we control is not trying to milk every last dollar or drop from their audience. Literally $5.5 million are in the DAO, the Splinterlands SPS DAO. That was put there by the team either directly or indirectly through sweetheart deals that they gave to us. Just weeks ago, they accepted $250,000 US, and they agreed to put 50% of the Rebellion card pack sales into the DAO. And that's a deal we agreed to through voting. And the majority said yes. And by the way, it's already paid off and we're only in the first month. So I don't know, man, just objectively, I think you're mistaken there. And maybe there's an element of you didn't know some of that, but no, that's not really the story here. And then let's go on. I won't tell you that it's not fun. Okay, we already talked about that. I can tell you that this is another point I wanted to touch on. I can tell you that there is only money to be lost in it if you try for a money aspect. There's part of this I want to agree with, and there's part of this I want to push against, and then I'm going to finish the video. The first part is I want to agree with you. You talk about the tone of the sentence here is, don't approach this game as if it's a money-making opportunity. And I actually respect that. I love that. That's actually one of the ways that I approach it. And it's always how I've approached it. Now, yes, I do believe there's huge outsized gain opportunities from a game like this. And I've said things like, this game has changed my life and I think it could change yours. And I believe that. So you might wonder, well, how are those two stances congruent? Like, how do they fit together? It's this simple. It's the idea that the money that it's about the time frame. So I've always talked about, like, I think this game can change your life across a long enough time horizon. That's a phrase I've used so many times, but it's really important that we highlight it because I've said things like, this is not days, weeks, months. That's key, especially to people like yourself who I don't recognize as a commenter, and to others who might come in this space in this near future, because I think there will be growth in this space. There'll be tons of new viewers because things are starting to tip up. SPS is pumping last day 10%. DEC is returning to peg. Land is launching. Rebellion's exciting. There's a bull market in Bitcoin. I think there's a lot of reasons to believe that we are going to see an exciting run in Splinterlands as well as broader altcoin market. And I want people to know at every step of the game that at least my channel and my perspective is that this is revolutionary. There are outsized opportunities here, but this is like a trivial reward daily that might snowball in a meaningful way. And that means across a long time horizon, there's earning potential. So my view is always enjoy it for what it is. Play it as a game, try to find fun in it, and just watch the assets accumulate in your portfolio, and then maybe be surprised one day. And I actually think in 3 to 5 years from when somebody starts, there's an opportunity for the multiplication of those values in terms of price point, because things like cards are scarce, because SPS will stop being issued, because you're earning vouchers because there's tournament opportunities and brawl opportunities. There's gladiators and soulbound rewards. There's so many different rewards that are available to people who participate. And then there's Splinterforge and how you might leverage your cards into there and get 4GM and then turn it into DEC or whatnot. There's also, other things that are popping up like GLG or power defense, etc. Land is its own thing. So liquidity pools, that's like 10 different things, and they're all opportunities in this ecosystem that you don't get into until you can't get into it until you begin. You know what I mean? You got to learn to crawl before you can learn to walk. It's like you start with this and yeah, you're just getting silver league or bronze league rewards and they seem so inconsequential, but then you start to get a couple soulbound cards that set you apart and you maybe climb a little bit. And now you get the little bit of an SPS bag either through winning or maybe just $50 in it and you buy a little bit of SPS. Yes, there's a financial cost. Yes, there's a time cost. Yes, it's possible that on certain timeframes you will not see a return. Yes, it's possible a game like this could fall apart. But if you're really paying attention to its sustainability across 2 bear markets already, I think, maybe 2, I think, then you start to have more confidence. You've seen them take serious action, like do layoffs to sustain the company. You've seen them do things like, offer value to the game players themselves, whether it's promo cards or putting money into the DAO. And all of that just comes together to me to create a sense of confidence in this team and the vision for the future. You might not share that. But again, if the game were fun, why not just enjoy it as that and then just wait and see if I'm right about the second part? And if you don't think it's fun, then maybe don't try it at all. Because truly, if you don't find the thing entertaining, my expectation and my prediction has always been people will come chasing green candles during bull markets, and then during bear markets they'll leave. But it's during bear markets that people get the outsized gains because you're putting together a bag of cards and SPS and whatever else that will one day multiply. And unfortunately, to the hundreds of thousands that came and left, they are now I bet many of them, at least tens of thousands of them, will come back when SPS is at 50 cents or $1, when cards are 5 or 10xing, because people chase green candles. So I guess I agree with you that you should just focus on the fun, but I disagree with you. I think the writing's on the wall that these assets do appreciate because they're limited in number, because there's all kinds of burn mechanics, because supply is X and that's relatively finite. In fact, it shrinks, but then demand can grow, and I think will grow. And so I generally disagree, but I do agree if your timeline is days, weeks, months. Okay, so thank you very much for the thoughtful comment. I appreciate all you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. God bless.